Yes, a good afternoon to you wherever you may be located in this global space. Solutions 93.9 FM is the station. And of course, this Monday afternoon, the 22nd day of January, year 2023. 2024 we are now, beg your pardon. The show is Political Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. My name is AJISOPE. Presenting this show, as usual, by the grace of God, and producing me is WITHAYODEJI. And of course, this afternoon, as our mandate clearly indicates, it is to bring you up to speed on political activities in and around us, be it locally, be it nationally, and be it globally. But this afternoon, we're going to be talking about Nigeria. You heard that song, Which Way Nigeria? That was done in about, exactly 40 years ago by Sonny Okosun. Which Way Nigeria? And the lyrics of that song remain relevant. In the past few months, since May last year, we've been talking about government, economy, finance, foreign exchange. We've also been talking about education and all of that, budget. But I think it is high time we look backwards and backwards. Yes, the Yoruba say when a young man stumbles, he looks ahead. But when an elder stumbles, he looks backwards to see what made him stumble. It is in that regard that I have live with me this afternoon in this studio a man that is a veteran of the barricades, those who stood up to the military in the days of when the military terrorized and subjugated Nigerians. They stood up to the military, and of course they have bruises, and not beyond bruises, they have scars to show for it. But Nigeria has civil rule, and on our way hopefully to democracy to show for it. We will take political roundup, but he's here live in the studio with me. Do stay tuned. Comrade Moshood Erubami is here live in the studio. Before I introduce him, let's take political roundup.
This is the political roundup. The All Progressives Congress APC elders, an integrity bloc in Kano State, have urged President Bola Tinubu and all well-meaning parties to ignore youths calling for the sack of the national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje. Rising from an emergency meeting in Kano today, the group said it was clear that the youth asking for Ganduje's removal are sponsored elements masquerading as APC members. The Federal High Court in Abuja has nullified the 800 billion naira 2024 budget signed into law by the Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara after the governor presented the 2024 appropriation bill to a faction of the State House of Assembly comprising 4 lawmakers. The presiding judge, James Omotosho, held that everything done by the 4 lawmakers was null and void. The court also recognized Martin Amaewhule as the Speaker of the State Assembly. And moving on to Ebonyi State, Governor of Ebonyi State Francis Nwifuru has ordered thorough auditing in Ebonyi local government system to get all the details of retired workers in the system for payment of all their entitlements. Nwifuru observed that those primary school, health center, police station and borehole for water provision. And lastly, Labour Party aspirants looking ahead to its February 2022 Edo governorship primary have rejected the 30 million naira charged as fees for expression of interest and nomination forms. One of the aspirants, financial analyst Dr. Egbe Omorodion, told newsmen in Benin that all governorship aspirants had rejected the bid and scheduled a meeting for today to take a stand on the matter. And that's the political roundup.
Yeah, thank you so much for staying with us. Solutions 93.9 FM is the station, and Political Update is the show this afternoon. Yes, I told you, live in the studio with me this afternoon. Rather than talk about the usual economy, naira exchange to the dollar, politicians pilfering and stealing money, Nigeria has been at this democratic journey for to be 24 years. Yeah, it is 24 years already. And people are of the opinion that we are not moving as fast as we ought to have moved. But the journey that took us into civil rule, it took some people to fight and consistently confront the military in this country at the risk of their limb and life. Some paid with their lives. Many paid with their lives on that journey. Many have scars to show for it. Many lost property, many lost homes, many were jailed, many spent weeks and months in detention. My guest this afternoon, Comrade Moshood Erubami, he will tell his own story. But the conversation this afternoon is activism dead in Nigeria? Is activism dead in Nigeria? He will tell us the story of activism in Nigeria. He was the first chairman of Campaign for Democracy. And of course, if you are aware of the story of the democratic process in Nigeria, you will recall the role Campaign for Democracy played in Nigeria. Comrade Moshood Erubami, I most warmly welcome you to the studio. It's always a privilege to have you.
Thank you very much. Let me start by thanking the founder of this medium that gave us the opportunity to still continue to be able to talk to the people and talk about the issues that are affecting our lives and the country. Okay. And I want to thank you too for choosing me to be on the table with you today.
Thank you, sir.
I pray that God will allow this station to grow and grow and grow.
Amen. Now, the issue of activism in Nigeria. There were other issues that we had discussed, we were going to talk about. I just said, look, activism, what happened to activism in Nigeria? Tell us your journey in activism, Campaign for Democracy, which you started in Oyo State. You are a prisoner of war too.
Thank you very much. Let me start by saying that activism is not dead. It is just that it is not the same way that people have known it. And because people don't know or do not know what happened, some of them mistakenly ask me anytime they see me, "Comrade, how is the struggle?" And I ask them, which struggle?
Which struggle?
Is it a Erubami struggle? The thing is that most people that should have been part of the struggle, that should have elevated the struggle, after some of us have been, running through to 70 years, are not there.
Your generation, there should be a successor generation.
Yes, exactly. It's not that we didn't want to make a or that we lack succession program, but because of the change in the attitude and life of our youth. The youth are said to be leaders of tomorrow, but they are supposed to be leaders of today. Yes. To start ruling from today. If you look at the youth of today, it is even doubtful whether they can be leaders of tomorrow. Why? Because they are dealing with issues that that bring the effects of a cause. You see, most of us are, concentrating on effects of a cause instead of dealing with the cause. In the labor union, it's the same thing. They always want to ask for increment in salary, allowances. Whereas the struggle has gone beyond that. Exactly.
The fundamental.
What are those things that make your take home not to take you home? What are those things that are devaluing money every day, currency, and devaluing life? Nobody is talking about that. if you look at the number of radios that we have today, they always, in the morning, they always discuss about what you said, the economy, subsidy, removal of subsidy, this and that. These are effects of a course. You invite analysts to come and analyze. All those analysts come to criticize. There are two different things, analysis and criticism. Analysts must come to explain issues, analyze issues, and at the end of the day, add value.
Provide solutions.
Yes. But because they have not been providing solution, because the solution has not that they provide has not been implemented by those that they are sending it to. This is why things have been what it is. Activism, as you said, is something that has to do with action. When you see things going wrong, you want to stop it from going wrong, reverse it, and make it better.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not what we are doing today. And most of us who fought for activism or fought for the struggle to bring about good government and better life for people are jettisoned when government comes. For example, today you think we are in a democracy, whereas
that's why I said civil rule.
Yes. The military that gave us civil rule never pretended that they were giving democracy. They told us this is military transition to civilian rule. And we thought that we would be able to use civilian rule to bring about democracy, where the interests of the people will be paramount, everything in government will be people-centered and people-focused. There will be rule of law because the law will be allowed to rule. Mm-hmm. And of course, human rights will be guaranteed. These are the purposes or the objective orientation of our activism. But these are not there. So because there is no democracy. Up till today, I can say it without any fear of being contradicted, that there is no democracy in Nigeria. All that we still have is, civil rule, which has not been civil to the people.
Which has not been civil.
Yes, to the people that we sent away during the military rule, the military men that we sent away, yes, left the space and changed their garment
and found their way back.
Their garment.
To Agbada.
They are now the same people that are ruling us. Why? Because those of us who fought to send them off did not fight them to chase them away and replace them.
Okay.
It's not just fighting them to leave.
Yes, but chase them away and replace them.
We must be able to replace them because we knew very well how to do things better. And people will ask, if you say military are not doing well, the military is not, and you know better how to do it, why are you not there? You cannot sweep a room very clean from outside. It has to be from inside.
From inside.
Therefore, anybody who jettisoned being in internal politics will have allowed the idiots to continue to rule them, and you continue to be, traditional critics.
Traditional critics. Now, during the, I want us, because the people out there is, information is power. Some people, this generation, our own generation and the generation after us, who know you. But the people out there, the radio is this is a very powerful platform, and people listen and watch. And it is important for people to learn. What you are a banker.
Yeah.
You are a banker.
Yeah.
And being a banker in your time, you will be comfortable. You will be comfortable with prospects in society. What drove you into political activism?
In fact, we were the in thing in our time. In fact,
you were a union member in the bank too.
In the bank.
Nobifi or Asbifi?
Both in Nobifi
and
when I grew up to become a senior member, I became a member of Asbifi. And what I concentrated on much then was unionism, labor unionism. And that was where I transited, to learning deep Marxism and Leninism.
Marxism and Leninism.
Under Comrade Olaone of blessed memory. So that brought our attention to what was going on in the world. I remember Portugal in 1974 started the idea of civil disobedience. That was what we learned that gave us the impetus to be able to fight the annulment of June 12.
Civil disobedience as an instrument.
It was never heard of in Nigeria before. It was Portugal Revolution that made us to, learn about it and how to use it to liberate ourselves from the sway of our oppressors. You remember in Philippines, to concentrate and conscientize Nigerian people into believing in them.
Now, Nigerian people there,
yeah.
Did they buy, what platforms did you use? Nigerian students, the market women, or what? And did they buy, how are you able to persuade Nigerians to buy into your, that was revolutionary.
We
and
summoned
then
the courage of the students.
Military.
Students have always been there before. We summoned their courage to come in. We invited the professionals. We invited the artisans, artisan group, those that are in the informal sector.
Yeah.
Of course, some of us who are Democrats and Socialists also joined under the leadership of, Dr. Bekola of blessed memory. So, and we started. Then, by that time, the kind of struggle that we were playing was such that if we tell anybody, if we tell husband not to, talk to their wives, they will hate our. So we now decided that we should be giving ultimatum. We tell the Nigerian people just to test, our knowledge and support that they have for us. 3 days, the decree under the military that people should not come out, marketers should not come out, informers, workers should not come out, and they will hit our own. Instead, the police will say, no, you are free, you are safe, go to do your job, go and be working, go and be selling whatever. People will not answer.
They will not come out.
That is the first test of civil disobedience, to the military. We are not having gun. But anything that we tell the people is what they will listen to and hearken to. So that was the starting point. Until some of us from another place, started saying that, you say we should not come out 3 days, you should not come out 5 days. What are we going to be eating? That was the beginning of division among us, which up to today led us to, the question that you are asking, whether activism is dead. The same thing that these people, I don't want to mention any ethnic name, that they disrupted then is what they are doing now, that they are giving instruction every Monday to their people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
They started it to making sure that, okay, every instruction that we give is not if you go to Salvation Army, you go to Dubai, you won't get anybody. But by then, when they started, you found out that they are the owner, they have more shops in those places.
Yes.
So they disrupted it and made sure that they undermine, our, proposition. But that was how it started. And then, of course, Ganifa Emi was also there, backing us.
Yes.
Of course, Wole Soyinka is also there. Wami was also there then. And that led us to when June 12 election itself was annulled by the same military.
Now,
because this struggle that I've been explaining started before June 12.
It started before June 12.
In fact, it's more than June 12.
Yes.
But it's...
You were already working...
Exactly. And when the election was annulled, we first felt that we should not have anything to do with it.
Really?
That what is
Abiola,
what is military? They are friends, and if they are fighting, we should not dabble into their fight. They know what
they are fighting over.
Exactly. But we now have a rethink.